Some moments just change the course of history. Sometimes it's a huge battle, a new invention, or a scientific discovery. But every now and then, it's just a single word. Today, we're diving into the very first verses revealed of the Quran. It's a really short passage that kicks off with one command that would literally echo through the centuries and shape entire civilizations. And this is it. This is the word, Iqra. It was delivered to the Prophet Muhammad in a cave on a mountain just outside of Mecca. And this one word marked the beginning of a revelation that would unfold over 23 years. It's just one word, but man, it holds the entire philosophy of everything that's about to come. So what does it really mean? Well, first and foremost, it's an order, a command, read. And the thing that's so revolutionary about this is that the foundation of this whole new message, it wasn't a law, it wasn't a creed, it wasn't some ritual. It was a command to use your brain, to engage your intellect, to go out and seek knowledge. And the depth of this word Iqra is just fascinating. See, it's not just about passively reading a book. It means to recite, to proclaim, to read the world around you, to understand. It's a whole cycle. You acquire knowledge, you really internalize it, and then you share it with the world. Okay, so the command is to read, but the next verses immediately answer the obvious question. In whose name should we be reading, and by what authority? This command to go out and learn is deeply, profoundly tied to the identity of the divine as both our physical creator and, get this, our ultimate teacher. So, we're not asked to start by studying the stars or some complex laws. Nope. The first object of study is us, ourselves, our own origin. And it describes that origin in the most humble way possible, from a clinging substance. This really grounds the whole pursuit of knowledge in self-awareness. And this word, alaq, it's so interesting. It's biological, it's gritty, it's physical. It points right to our fragile, humble beginnings as a mere speck, a clinging embryo. You gotta remember this word, because the contrast that's coming up next is absolutely staggering. And here it is. This is where the core message just pops. On one side, you've got our physical origin, the alaq, basically a piece of matter. And on the other side, our incredible potential, a gift from that very same creator. Knowledge, symbolized by the pen. So we're created from biology, but we're elevated by intellect. The verse calls God the most generous. And what's the number one example of that generosity? Teaching, giving humanity the tool of the pen, which is really a symbol for literacy, for recorded knowledge, for civilization itself, to lift us out of ignorance. It's the gift that elevates us from being just that clinging substance. But just as we're soaring on this incredible theme of knowledge and divine generosity, bam, the text takes this sudden, sharp turn. It pivots from the ideal potential of humanity to our single most dangerous flaw. You hear that word, no, and it's like a stop sign. It's a complete break in the flow. Right after celebrating knowledge, we're slapped with this grim reality. Humanity transgresses. We cross boundaries we shouldn't. But why? The text lays it out as a direct cause and effect. Super simple. The root of all this transgression is a false sense of self-sufficiency. It's what happens when we take that amazing gift of knowledge and intellect, and instead of being grateful, we become arrogant. We forget where it came from and start to believe we're completely independent, that we don't need anyone. And here it is, the divine check on that arrogance. The ultimate accountability. It doesn't matter how powerful or smart or self-sufficient you feel, the journey has a final destination. This one little sentence is the anchor that's meant to keep the human ego from flying off the rails. So the text just gave us this abstract principle of transgression, right? Now it's going to zoom in and give us a very concrete, very vivid case study of what this arrogance actually looks like in the real world. The text starts talking directly to us, to you and me. It asks us to picture this scenario. And it's really the ultimate act of transgression, isn't it? One human being physically blocking another from connecting with their creator. And the contrast is just so stark. The person being blocked, they're not just anyone. They're presented as a symbol of good, someone on the right path, trying to do the right thing. This just highlights the sheer injustice of it all. The transgressor isn't just wrong, they're actively trying to stop something good. This last question really completes the picture. The person doing the blocking, their actions are rooted in pure denial and arrogance. They see the truth, they see righteousness in action, and they just actively turn their back on it, choosing to forbid it instead. Okay, so after that intense close-up, the lens pulls way back out. It moves from that specific, tangible example to the universal consequence, and it delivers a final, chilling warning to anyone who thinks they can get away with that kind of behavior. And this is the core of it all, isn't it? The fundamental check on our behavior. It's a rhetorical question, and the answer is supposed to be devastatingly obvious. The feeling that you're unseen, that you can act in secret, that's what allows for so much wrongdoing. This verse just completely removes that possibility. There's that word again, no. The warning is stark, and the imagery is, wow, it's powerful. This isn't a maybe, it's a certainty. If this behavior doesn't stop, there will be a direct, forceful, and totally humiliating consequence. But what's the deal with the forelock? Why that specific image? So, the nasiya, the forelock, it isn't just a patch of hair. It's a symbol for the frontal lobe of the brain, the very center of our reason, our decision-making, our personality. In that culture, to be dragged by your forelock was an act of complete and utter subjugation. It stripped you of all your dignity and control. And get this, the text actually personifies the forelock itself. It's described as a lying, sinning forelock. What that means is the sin isn't just some external act, it's coming from the very core of the person's intellect and their will. The very source of their pride, their brain, their cleverness becomes the symbol of their disgrace. And that brings us completely full circle. The revelation starts with this incredible celebration of the intellect, that command to read, and it ends with this terrifying warning that that same intellect, that same forelock, will be held accountable for the lies and sins it cooks up. It's a profound, powerful message about the immense responsibility that comes with the gift of knowledge.